This is your Hdsr Sports Report, the Victor Valley's only weekly action highlights sports program, covering our area's schools, teams, athletes, and sporting events. Oak Hills capitalized on multiple Apple Valley turnovers, particularly two on their first two possessions, to jump out to a very early 10-0 lead on their way to a 30-14 victory that virtually assures the Bulldogs of their fourth consecutive Mojave River League championship. Carson Cox demonstrates the thunder in Oak Hill's Thunder and Lightning offensive attack, scoring from 6 yards out. Jacob Webster and LaMason Waller provide the Lightning, collaborating on this 43-yard scoring play. LaMason Waller's move and yards after catch, brilliant. The Bulldogs did all their scoring in the first half, leading 30-7 at the half. The Sun Devils turned it over on their game-opening possession. Michael King, 30, recovers the fumble on the mishandled snap from center. Apple Valley's defense minimized the damage, stiffening when the Bulldogs got into the red zone. Outside linebacker Nate 51 with the sack. Oak Hills had to settle for the Kyler Peters field goal. 3-0 Bulldogs, 4 minutes in. 6 plays into the Sun Devils' second possession, the Bulldogs' defense dispossesses the home team of the football. Elijah Connor, 16, scoops up the loose ball and scores on a play covering 50 yards. It's 10-0. Carson Cox scores the second touchdown, cutting off the block of Joseph James, 74, coasting in untouched. Carson Cox, the 6-foot, 195-pound senior UCLA commit, the touchdown from 6 yards out capped a 10-play, 80-yard drive that makes it 17-0, a minute 20 into the second quarter. This is Oak Hill's most exciting offensive play of the night. Jacob Webster drops back, quick pitch to LaMason Waller at the 40. The 6'3", 178-pound senior and Brigham Young commit describes what happens.
LaMason, what just happened? Describe that play.
I just scored, caught a curl, took it for 6. I do what I do every day.
His quarterback's reaction?
Oh my God, I got LaMason Waller wide open. He just made one move, took it to the house.
You make the big plays, Jacob.
Thank you.
You bet.
One subplot this game, the story of two Jacobs, how the Mojave River League's top 2 quarterbacks would fare and compare. Apple Valley's Jacob Higgs, in his 4th season as starting quarterback, an all-league selection in each of his previous 3 seasons at Sultana. Jacob Higgs scored his team's first touchdown, a 15-yard run in the second quarter. A 48-yard Jacob Higgs pass to Dominic Bechtel accounted for the Sun Devils' second-half touchdown. The senior tight end shown here on a reception that set up Apple Valley's first touchdown. Jacob Webster is equally a genuine dual threat in his first season at quarterback. A hard runner with above-average speed. One thing this observer likes best about the junior field general is the way he bounces right up after taking a hard hit. That's one of those intangibles that is a common trait among effective team leaders. Coach Robert Maris's Apple Valley defense succeeded at putting more pressure on Jacob Webster than he was accustomed to and had faced in earlier games. Anthony Navarro, 40, with another sack. Anthony Navarro is 6'3", 230, a senior outside linebacker. The Sun Devils shut out of the Bulldogs. The second half is the first time Oak Hills did not score in the second half in their 8 games. Oak Hills defenders were relentless in pressuring Jacob Higgs. Michael King, 30, jukes his blocker and is joined by Nathan Gabriel, 61 on this sack. Elijah Connor makes a couple of plays that make the defensive highlights reel. One of the hardest hits of the game in kickoff coverage. Here, the 6'3", 185-pound senior linebacker makes first contact on this gang tackle of the Sun Devils ball carrier to Hdsr Hall. The leading scorer this night is Oak Hill's kicker, Hdsr Peters. 12 points on 3 PATs and 3 field goals. This one the likes never before seen by this officiating crew in their 25 years experience. A fair catch on a punt enables the receiving team to free kick a field goal attempt, a play Robert Metzger had his team practice this week. Hdsr Peters makes good on the kick from 54 yards, giving his team their final points of the night and treating fans to a play they will most likely never see again. Shane Young leads Oak Hills onto the field and to the Mojave River League Championship. The Bulldogs beat Apple Valley 41-27 in the Battle of the Titans among high desert teams. Shane Young scores 3 touchdowns on passes from Diego Lopez as the Bulldogs leave Apple Valley in their rear-view mirror, scoring 4 times from very long distance. 68 and 52 yards on Diego Lopez to Shane Young connections. 64 yards on the Diego Lopez to Shea Gabriel screen pass. And icing the game on Carson Cox's 75-yard dash in the fourth quarter that closes out the scoring. The first quarter showed both teams stuffing the opponent's ground game. Oak Hill's Charles King, 99, throwing the ball carrier for a loss during Apple Valley's opening possession. Thaddeus Jones, 24, throws the ball carrier for a loss on the Sun Devils' second play from scrimmage. Then Gabriel Lucero, 15, leading the pack of dogs, driving the ball carrier back. It is 3 and out for the home team to start out. Apple Valley's defense, equally effective at shutting down the Bulldogs' ground game at the outset. Dustin Reynolds, 4, throwing the Oak Hills ball carrier for a loss. Isaiah Zuniga, 1, the sack on the Bulldogs quarterback. What turns out to be a rare occasion, the Oak Hills line fails to give their junior quarterback time to throw, or Diego Lopez is unable to scramble and buy time before connecting with the receiver. The game's first touchdown comes by way of Apple Valley's passing attack. Noah Seeley scrambles, reverses field, and sees Dustin Reynolds breaking back across the middle. The touchdown from 19 yards out puts the Sun Devils on the scoreboard with a little over 3 minutes remaining in a very fast-moving first quarter. Diego Lopez and company respond rapidly. First play following Apple Valley's touchdown, 64 yards to the end zone on the screen pass to Shea Gabriel. It's 7-7. We go to second and long for the Bulldogs at the Apple Valley 22, 4 minutes into the second quarter. It does not take long for sophomore running back Carson Cox to cover the 22 yards. Oak Hills takes the lead 13-7. The extra point attempt was blocked. A Hdsr Peters field goal narrows the Oak Hills lead to 3. We see 13-10 at the midway mark of the second quarter. That score holds up at halftime. Oak Hills scores the only touchdown in the third quarter. Diego Lopez to Shane Young on the 56-yard collaboration that makes it 20-10 Bulldogs. A second Kyler Peters field goal draws the Sun Devils within 7, 20-13. The fourth quarter becomes like the 10th round of a heavyweight championship bout. Both teams throwing their best punches. Diego Lopez to Shane Young on the 22-yard scoring play on the first play of the fourth quarter. Bulldogs pull away 27-13. Apple Valley's homecoming king, Dustin Reynolds, determined to wrestle the MRL crown from the visitors. The touchdown from 9 yards out, and the Bulldogs' lead is cut back to 7, 27-20. Until Diego Lopez goes back to Shane Young on the 68-yarder, less than a minute later, 34-20. 9 minutes remain in the game. It is Dustin Reynolds, a third time crossing the goal line, this time from 2 yards out, 34-27. Just over 2 minutes remain. The Sun Devils need a stop. Carson Cox puts a stop to that happening. Second play into the Oakles' ensuing possession, 75 yards through an enormous hole carved out by the Bulldogs' O-line. Hockey Fano, speaking on behalf of his linemen.
Sparky, what made the difference in this game?
We're just more physical. We played our hearts out, you know. We've been preparing for this for a long time. It felt good. As you can see, everybody was excited. We got the stands up and everything.
Player of the game honors from this sportscaster's vantage point, Diego Lopez.
What made the difference in this game?
Our receiver was better than the secondary. Our line was more physical up front. Give me time, and our receivers won the game. So did our line. It's all it's all up.
Victor Valley College relies on their passing game to score against Mount San Jacinto, hoping to snap the 5-game winning streak by the first-place team in the conference. The Rams shut out Mount San Jac the first quarter on this brightly sun-filled but very, very windy third Saturday in October 2022. Defensive highlights are abundant in the early going. Mac Miller, 10, running down the ball carrier in lateral pursuit on the visitors' first play from scrimmage. Mac Miller returning all-conference defensive back. He played his high school football at 29 Palms. Adrian Rodriguez fights off the block and wrestles down the Eagles' 6-foot, 227-pound running back, one of 24 solo tackles on the year for the VVC sophomore. Adrian Rodriguez is 6'1", 230. The former Oak Hills Bulldog All-Mojave River League linebacker is Coach Artie Allen's defensive captain. It is Andrew Valdez, 37, this time treating the Eagles ball carrier roughly, flipping him down for no gain. Andrew Valdez registers 7 solo tackles this day, giving him 22 on the season. Samaj Yirbi, 33, gets an assist from a Mount San Jacinto lineman who holds his quarterback for a moment before the Rams linebacker gets the sack. This time, Mac Miller initiates the sack, quickly joined by Aaron Morrow, 42, who the announcer and statistician credit with the sack. Aaron Morrow, a freshman defensive end and former Adelanto Saint. This is the last play of the first quarter. Lance Henderson joins the sack the quarterback party. This is the second play of the second quarter. Lance Henderson is the former Granite Hills Cougars linebacker who was not only twice an All-Desert Sky League linebacker, but was DSL Defensive Player of the Year for Coach Alex Gonzalez's Cougars in his junior season. Here's what happens when you have scouted the opponent thoroughly and call for the right defensive alignment at the right time. Mount San Jacinto threatens 2nd and 9 at the Rams' 22. Adrian Rodriguez, silhouetted by the bright background, reads, pass, drops back, fills the passing lane, reaches up and makes the interception. From this vantage point, the lighting is improved, but we do not capture Adrian Rodriguez's anticipation and execution as clearly. Regardless of the camera angle and vantage point, an excellent demonstration of scouting the opponent so meticulously, calling for the proper defensive alignment, seeing the player commit to his role in that alignment, and executing to perfection. Watch 41, Leolofi Chen Wong, in among Rams tacklers, denying the visitors the end zone on this goal line stand. Leolofi Chen Wong, who stands 5'7", was an all-Desert Sky League linebacker during his playing days for the Barstow Aztecs. He is 4th on the team in total tackles 6 games in. The Rams' touchdown comes on this 17-yard pass, Tyler Karen to Hosea Stokes on a 4th and 3, Rams' first possession of the third quarter. Hosea Stokes' 3rd touchdown reception of the year, Tyler Karen's 11th touchdown pass. Tyler Karen completes 14 passes for 176 yards against one of the top defensive teams in the conference. 6 of those completions go to Hosea Stokes. Tyler Karen's longest completion of the day, 38 yards, on the Matt Lowe reception, and the sophomore tight end's trademark yards after catch. Rams' leading ball carrier this day, Kenyard Edwards, who registers another 100 yards plus rushing day. The all-conference sophomore out of Apple Valley carries for 114 yards. The final score in this one, Mount San Jacinto 34, Victor Valley College Rams 7. This Victor Valley College Sports Report is presented by the Bradco Companies, Joseph W. Brady's Bradco Companies, the High Desert Mojave River Valley's longest-standing full-service commercial brokerage firm. Bradco, ardent supporters of the team's athletes and sports programs at Victor Valley College. Looking back in high desert sports history, quarterbacks prevailed in a pair of lopsided gridiron highlights reels. Rams' Sam Allen accounts for 5 of his team's 10 touchdowns in the most lopsided victory in Victor Valley College history. Silverado's Sam Taylor scores 1 and throws for 3 touchdowns in this 2014 Hawks win at Adelanto. Coach Dave Hoover's Victor Valley College Rams register the most one-sided victory in school history in defeating Compton 79-0, the widest margin of victory in Rams history. 10 different Rams score, with quarterback Sam Allen scoring the first Rams touchdown and passing for 4 more.
It was a team fight today. Everybody fought hard, and huge shout out to the defense. This defensive linemen were getting at our DBs, we're covering them well. O-line, huge shout out to them. They played a great game. I had all time back there today. And receivers played well. We were going up and getting it. We played hard.
From the 2, Sam Allen fakes to Aaron Parker, comes this way and takes it across, untouched, for Victor Valley's first touchdown of the day. Desmond Johnson takes the quick pass from Sam Allen, gets a block from Devontae Milligan, sprints this way, and goes airborne into the end zone. Touchdown from 38 yards out. The 3rd touchdown for the Rams comes on this 3rd and 12 from the 29. Sam Allen, perfectly thrown ball. Dakota Prussia, post pattern, hauling it in at the goal line. Jason Knowles cuts off the block of 290-pound center Andrew Regan, breaks a tackle, and scores to make it 28-0. Sam Allen makes quick work of the next scoring drive, getting it to Devontae Milligan behind the Compton secondary, 56 yards for a 35-0 lead with 4.5 minutes remaining before halftime. Sam Allen to Justin Davis, 22, from 18 yards out, 42-0 Rams, 90 seconds before halftime. 38 seconds remain in the half. 38 seconds is plenty of time to mount a scoring drive if it is to consist of one play, a 70-yard dash by Desmond Johnson. The Rams take a 48-0 lead heading into halftime. The Rams' first touchdown of the second half comes on Aaron Parker's run from the 7. Desmond Johnson carries it in from 9 yards out, making it 65-0. The Victor Valley College offense racks up 612 yards in total offense this day. The Rams lead the state in rushing touchdowns with 23. The last touchdown of the day comes on this run from Ametria Scott. The Abbeville, South Carolina freshman, Scott scores from 11 yards out with 10 minutes yet to play. The final, 79-0. Victor Valley College moves to 6-1 on the year, 3-1 in the American Mountain Conference. Silverado quarterback Sam Taylor throws for 3 touchdowns and rushes for another in the Hawks' 48-3 Desert Sky League victory at Adelanto.
My role on this team is just to run the offense and just be a leader overall. I mean, we have a great team here. We just got to take advantage of this. And
Silverado's defense holds Adelanto to 176 yards total offense, 39 in the second half. Arthur Franklin on his role.
I think of it as it's a step-by-step process through every game. I define my role by basically just come out there and playing and help my team out.
Quinsell Neal Riles darts outside, gets a downfield block from Mike O'Bannon, carries to pay dirt from 25 yards out. The Hawks draw first blood. The fake to Michael Dunlap. Taylor starts outside, cuts back, and sprints, untouched, for the second Silverado touchdown. We are 6.5 minutes in. It's Sam Taylor to Mike O'Bannon. 6 points, Silverado. 2:05 to play in the opening stanza. 21-0 Hawks. Adelanto's punt is taken on the hop by Michael Dunlap, who sheds a pair of tacklers as he heads toward the Hawks sideline. Dunlap cuts back in and wins the foot race to the goal line. 60 yards on the punt return.
We got Barstow next week at home, and Victor after that to finish out league, and we got a lot of momentum going right now, and we're pretty happy about that.
Bid Fast and Last is sold on showcasing headline makers seasons past. You can bid virtual live online on firearms, vehicles, electric bicycles, collectibles, fine jewelry, coins, antiques, classic cars, and more at bidfastandlast.com.
Start fires, kick ass, take names, and rock and roll.
Your way, Internet.
All victories. To detail on this Victor Valley College sports report, the Lady Rams volleyball team won its 3rd in a row, beating Chaffee 3-1. That evens their conference record to 4-4. They are 10-6 overall. Next up at College of the Desert on Wednesday, October 30th, then at San Bernardino Valley, Friday, November 1st. Their next home game is against Mount San Jacinto on Wednesday, November 6th. Rocky Humphreys, defending conference champions, wrestling team, upset Bakersfield 30-22. Bakersfield, the number 8 ranked team in the state. The Rams football team upset Santa Ana 14-10, the road win, the team's first victory of the year. Santa Ana was 4-1 coming in. Lorenz Cammons, number 99, shown here, 52-yard scoop and score, fumble recovery, and run back in the third quarter provided the margin of victory. Andrew Almost, 27, had another career day, career high 18 tackles, 6 of them solo for the sophomore linebacker and former Silverado Hawk. Aiden Torres, 44, and Elliot Beasley, 23, recorded 12 tackles apiece. Isaiah Ojeda, 11 tackles. Looking back in High Desert sports history, Silverado and Granite Hills offer something extra in this 2011 DSL pairing. Serrano beats the Sun Devils in this decisive 2016 Mojave River League clash. Nothing extra? Perhaps a fitting subtitle to Silverado's telltale victory over Granite Hills in what some fear is the showdown for the Desert Sky League title. Nothing extra? The teams combined for 5 touchdowns, but when it came to extra points, only 1. And that held bearing through to the final Granite Hills drive to the 2-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Silverado struck first. First quarter, Hawks third possession. Landon Coleman one-hands the flat pass from Hdsr Perez, juggles it momentarily, breaks to the outside, and races down the far sideline 70 yards to score. Granite Hills consistently met with success moving the ball. Quarterback Colin Willis would complete 22 passes on the night. Wavon Parker caps this second quarter drive, bulldozing his way to pay dirt from the 8th. But the scoreboard won't change on the extra point attempt. It's blocked, and the Hawks remain in front 7-6. Silverado sets out on a sustained drive. Hawks ball at the 17. Darrell White, the 5'5" senior speedster, up the middle, diving into the end zone for the second Hawks touchdown. You see the reaction by Coach Carl Posey when the extra point is missed and the score holds at Hawks 13, Cougars 6. On to the fourth. Cougars first-year coach Obi Galindo with a huge fourth down decision deep in Granite Hills territory. Go for it on fourth down, and Wavon Parker gets outside for the big gain. Then the play of the game. At the 36, Willis hands off. And as the cameraman loses track of the action, the double reverse pass has the same effect on Hawks defenders. Corey Brooks, all alone in the end zone. Here's how that play unfolded. The double reverse. The ball is kicked back to Willis, who connects with Brooks for 6. Granite Hills is an extra point away from tying it up, but their point after attempt is botched, leaving them trailing 13-12. Hdsr Perez, keeper, late in the fourth quarter, to the 2. Darrell White getting the call and carrying over. The missed extra point kept Granite Hills in reach. It's 19-12. But the final Cougars drive ends near midfield when they turn the ball over on downs. The outcome goes a long way in determining who wins the Desert Sky League. Brandon Murcio scores 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns, and Serrano pulls away from Apple Valley for a 25-6 victory in a decisive and defining Mojave River League battle. Diamondbacks defense dictates the tempo of the game after the Sun Devils had gone ahead on a Seth Baker touchdown on Apple Valley's second possession. Jonathan Ibarra's safety smothering Mossy Bell in the end zone early in the fourth quarter gives the Diamondbacks a 12-6 lead. The Tony Willis touchdown from 5 yards out gives Serrano their first lead in the Diamondbacks' possession following Apple Valley's first quarter score. Serrano recovers from trailing early and scores 25 unanswered points to remain unbeaten in MRL play. Among the most intense of the Friday night lights shining, these at J. Reed Stadium in Hesperia, where it is the Sultana Sultans versus the Hesperia Scorpions, the key game. Coach Keith Locklear's Sultans may very well be the best 2-5 team in CIF Division 11. Sultana is ranked 8th in Division 11, one notch below the 7th-ranked and 7-1 Victor Valley Jackrabbits. The Sultans are out to snap the Scorpions' 4-game win streak in the Cross-City Rivalry Key Game Series. Hesperia won last year 28-15. But the Sultans intend to add to their 11 wins to 9 advantage in the overall series.
Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road. Bid fast and last, sold and supporting High Desert Sports. The Bradco Companies, supporting all of the teams and sports programs throughout the Mojave River Valley. Valu Quality Truck Body. Valu manufactures state-of-the-art truck bodies for the construction industry nationwide. We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn, supporting the teams, schools, and sports programs
throughout the Victor Valley. This is your High Desert Sports Report, the Victor Valley's only weekly action highlights sports program, covering our area's schools, teams, athletes, and sporting events. That's going to do it for this week's edition of your High Desert Sports Report. Thanks for joining us. Hope you can be with us next time around.